give flowers to the legend. We're going to start Diana Taurasi. I'm going to bench Sabrina and cut Caitlin.
But Hailey Van Lith. Oh, you gave a bad answer.
Look at that face. I mean, look at that face. Look at Caitlin Clark. That's really good.
What's up, Hoops fans? Welcome back to your channel, where we break down all the action on and off the court. Today, we're diving into the fiery rivalry between two of the biggest stars in women's basketball, Hailey Van Lith, the new Chicago Sky sensation, and Caitlin Clark, the undeniable Iowa powerhouse. But it's not just about their skills on the hardwood. Tensions are boiling over with recent comments that have fans buzzing. Caitlin Clark is facing some serious backlash after stirring the pot with her comments about the WNBA, sparking a heated debate among fans and analysts alike. Did she go too far? Are we witnessing the start of a new rivalry that could change the landscape of women's sports forever? Stick around as we unpack this drama, share the hottest takes, and hear from you, the fans. And hey, if you love fierce competition and the women's game, smash that subscribe button and join our community. Let's get into the action. Just days ago, Hailey Van Lith realized a lifelong dream. She was selected by the Chicago Sky in the WNBA draft. While this achievement should have been a moment of unbridled joy, it was tinged with an air of complication. Van Lith's reaction during her post-draft interview illustrated this perfectly. Despite being surrounded by the excitement of her new opportunity, she appeared almost overwhelmed. An expression of forced smiles intermingled with visible discomfort, as if she were being ushered into a high-stakes battle rather than a celebratory occasion. The emotional weight of the moment was not lost on those watching. It became evident that Van Lith understood the challenges ahead, not only from a competitive standpoint, but also from a media perspective. In a league that thrives on storylines, her past rivalry with rising star Caitlin Clark was bound to become a focal point, and she was painfully aware of it. Draft day is notoriously fraught with unrealistic expectations, and for Hailey, the pressure felt even more pronounced. When Van Lith entered the WNBA, she was acutely aware that she wasn't just joining a team, she was stepping into a spotlight. The comparisons to established stars, the relentless scrutiny from fans and the media, and the need to prove herself in a league yearning for fresh talent all weighed heavily on her shoulders. Through all this, Van Lith's demeanor suggested that she was ready to face the challenge. However, the ghost of her past rivalry with Clark loomed large. Their encounters had already sparked debates about their respective skills, and this question would soon escalate the rivalry to new heights. During an interview shortly after the draft, Van Lith was asked a question that seemed innocuous, yet had the power to ignite controversy. She was prompted to choose a starting lineup, asked to cut, bench, or start among three iconic players: Diana Taurasi, Sabrina Ionescu, and Caitlin Clark. The question, many argued, was unfair and poorly designed, pitting these athletes against one another in a way that didn't honour their individual talents. Nevertheless, how Van Lith responded sent shockwaves through the basketball community. "Give flowers to the legend," she stated. "We're going to start Diana Taurasi, bench Sabrina, and cut Caitlin." It was a simple answer that would have dire consequences, a shot fired that would reverberate far beyond her intention. Within moments, social media erupted, establishing itself as the battleground for fans clamouring to defend their favourites. Videos of Van Lith's response circulated rapidly, garnering millions of views. Hashtags like #Team Caitlin and #Team Hailey trended, generating buzz and garnering more people into the heated conversation about whose skills reign supreme. Caitlin Clark's supporters were quick to defend their superstar, labeling Hailey's choice as disrespectful and unwarranted. Conversely, a faction emerged that praised Van Lith for her confidence, considering her answer as a bold statement. Through the chaos, one thing became crystal clear. The stage was set for an explosive rivalry that basketball enthusiasts eagerly anticipated. The backlash begins. As the backlash rolled in, it became evident that Hailey had stepped into intense scrutiny. Fans weren't just upset, They were passionate in their defense of their favorite player. "Hailey's getting cooked," read one comment that highlighted the sentiment that perhaps she had underestimated the firestorm her words would create. However, it wasn't merely personal insults being hurled. Dedicated supporters took to crafting intricate statistics and analyses to illustrate why Caitlin Clark deserved to be preserved in any lineup. "Caitlin just dropped 40 points on her in their last encounter. Does Van Lith even understand what she's doing?" Another commenter exclaimed, summoning statistics that showcased Clark's prowess as both a scorer and leader on the court. The animosity didn't stop at the fans. Observers from the league echo the sentiment. Commentators and analysts reported how this rivalry could create an intense dynamic in the upcoming season. Speculation began swirling about how their contrasting playing styles might play into upcoming matchups, making basketball not just a game, but a narrative filled with tension and drama. "Can Hailey even keep up with Caitlin's speed?" one analyst posed in a segment, infusing the conversation with a sense of foreboding. "Clark is no ordinary player. She has a knack for exploiting the opponent's weaknesses and making them pay dearly for their mistakes. This rivalry is going to be a spectacle to behold." Basketball fans love a good rivalry, especially when the players involved have their own history. Van Lith and Clark have faced each other before in high-stakes situations, particularly during their NCAA tournament games, where performances from both athletes drew national attention. Their rivalry goes beyond mere statistics. It embodies the competitive spirit, fierce determination, and unwavering resilience that make women's basketball captivating. In the back of everyone's mind is the haunting reminder of their prior encounters. How Caitlin Clark, notorious for her on-court bravado, schooled Van Lith in their previous games, unleashing her offensive prowess. Reflecting on these moments, one cannot help but wonder how the pressure has shifted. "I guess we're going to find out how this all plays out," one commentator mused in reference to the anticipated first match between the two. The way Hailey handled that question suggests she's gearing up for something big. But is she truly prepared for the heat that comes with challenging someone like Caitlin? What's equally frustrating for fans is the perception that the WNBA's marketing strategies are not doing enough to capitalize on this burgeoning rivalry. One commentator suggested that Caitlin Clark should have been invited to commentate on the draft, or included more in the promotional material surrounding it. Caitlin Clark doesn't just live rent-free in the minds of these players. She owns the property, they said, highlighting the missed opportunities to leverage the growing interest in the rivalry for promotional advantage. Instead of embracing these rivalries, the league often shirks responsibility in building these narratives, leaving audiences yearning for more. What lies ahead for Hailey Van Lith? Hailey Van Lith has a lot on her plate as she embarks on this new chapter with the Chicago Sky. Not only must she find her place in the team, but manage expectations stemming from her rivalry with Caitlin Clark. Basketball is cruel. Expectations can weigh heavily, and early missteps can overshadow even the most promising starts. Already there's speculation about her performance against Clark and whether she can withstand the competitive pressure built by her own comments. Caitlin's gonna drop 40 on her in the first game, one fan predicted, underscoring the growing need for Van Lith to bring her A-game when she faces off against the Iowa standout. Despite the firestorm of sorts ignited by her comments, there is potential for Van Lith to turn this controversy into motivation. Players have rebuilt their careers after rocky starts, leaving behind lingering doubts to emerge as fan favourites. If she can channel this energy, it could push her into an exemplary season where she proves her worth. The narrative can turn, as it has for many athletes in similar spots. The moment of pain may pave the way for one of resilience and triumph as Van Lith steps onto the court with the weight of expectations as both a burden and a beacon. The Hailey Van Lith Caitlin Clark narrative highlights the intricate dance of confidence, rivalry, and respect. As the WNBA grows, the athletes' interactions become more fervent and layered. While Van Lith may have misstepped in her choice of words, the blowback serves as a reminder of how important it is to navigate rivalries delicately while still holding respect for one another. Ultimately, sports are about competition, but they're equally about mutual admiration and understanding. As fans await the showdown between these two remarkable talents, a larger dialogue is unfolding, one about the importance of building up each other, of women supporting women, and of cherishing the legends who paved the way for future stars. Only time will determine what the future holds for both Hailey Van Lith and Caitlin Clark. One thing is certain though, the basketball world will be watching closely,